Okay, let's get started on these cheese straws. And this is an easy process, but at the beginning it's going to take a while, and it's only because your cheese and your butter is going to have to mix for 30 minutes, and it's going to have to look like kind of like whipped cream when it gets done. But what we got in our bowl is we got 2 sticks of room temperature butter. It's softened, and then we got 30 ounces of shredded cheese. Now the recipe calls for sharp cheddar cheese, but I don't really care for sharp cheddar, but that's just me. So what I done is I kind of mixed it up. And I've got mild cheddar and I've got pepper jack. So that's the 2 different cheeses. You can mix it up. If you want to use 3 different cheeses, that's good. You just want to make sure you got about 30 ounces of shredded cheese. And as far as seasonings and stuff, that comes later with the flour. But since I'm using pepper jack cheese, I'm not going to put cayenne in it because the recipe does call for just about 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne. So my butter's in my bowl, so let's get the cheese in there and start mixing. Okay, we got our 2 sticks of softened butter. We got our 2 different cheeses here. And all together it's 30 ounces. At room temperature. You don't want your cheese to be cold right out of the refrigerator. You want it to get to room temperature. So, we got our butter in there. Now we're going to put our cheese in here. And you want to get your attachment that's going to be able to really, I'm not going to use my, what I use for like mixing cake mixes and stuff like that, the regular beater. I'm going to use, this is the one that I use for making cookie dough and stuff because it's a heavier attachment. And here we go with our next cheese, and you can see that's a lot in this bowl. And I want to tell y'all, I used to make these for the kids, and this is Trisha Yearwood's cheese straw. Well, it may be her mama's recipe. Her mama was a very good cook, and I've got 2 of Trisha Yearwood's recipe books, and she's a really good cook too. So we're going to turn this on. It's going to mix, and it don't have to mix it at high speed or anything, but you want it to mix for 30 minutes. So after 15 minutes, we're going to come back, and I want to show you what it looks like. And then we'll go another 15 minutes after we're done, and we'll be back. I want to show y'all, it's been 15 minutes, what it looks like now. And you can see the consistency it is. And, you know, the directions say after 30 minutes, you know, it's supposed to look kind of like whipping cream. But you kind of get the idea of what they mean. So this after 15 minutes. I had it on about medium-high speed. I don't want to put it on high speed and burn my mixture up. But I do have to go through here and scrape down the sides quite a bit because it wants to gather up on the sides. But I think it'll get better now that it's starting to soften up even more. So, we're going to get going again and let it mix for another 15 minutes. And we'll be back. It's been 30 minutes. And you can see what they were talking about, it looking like whipped cream. Looks kind of like orange fluff to me. But that's the consistency that you want.
Looks almost like butter.
It does look like butter. It tastes like, I think if you put mayonnaise in it, it tastes like pimento cheese. So the next step is over here. Now you're going to need 4 cups of all-purpose flour. In this bowl you need 3 cups of flour. In this bowl you need 1 cup. And in your bowl with your 3 cups of flour, you're going to put, because we like garlic, it said, you know, it said a pinch of, you know, garlic, but I think you should make it to your taste. So I'm going to put about half a teaspoon. Two teaspoons of salt. I am going to put a pinch of pepper. Now at this point you can put cayenne in it if you want. Because me and Mr. Brown are a little bit, I don't know, we just don't like hot spicy stuff anymore, so. But the recipe calls for 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne, so that's just up to y'all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the spices up in here. And we're going to turn our mixer back on. I think I splattered that stuff everywhere. Now I'm not going to put all this flour, the 3 cups. I don't want to put it in there all at once. I'm going to put it in there a little bit at a time. Now y'all know that I'm a messy cook, so if flour goes everywhere, you know it's just normal for me. So just keep it, putting it in there just a little bit at a time. Now you want a stiff dough, but then on the other hand, you want it pliable enough that you can get it through a cookie press if you're going to do it to a cookie press. Some people just roll it out and cut it with a pizza cutter and strips or whatever, but we're going to use my cookie press, hopefully, if it works. So I'm going to put the rest of the seasoned flour in there. That's the 3 cups. And you can see it's starting to get stiff. Now this is our 4th cup. It's just our plain flour. I'm going to put a little bit of it at a time. Starting to really stiffen up. Make a dough. I'm just going to kind of push it back down in there. Down in there. It wants to come out the top for some reason. Okay, I'm going to put this last little bit of flour in there. I think I'm going to stop it. And I'm going to try to push all this back down in there so it'll get mixed up good. Now it is getting stiff, but it's still to where you can work with it. Just get it down in there. I'm going to turn this back on and let it mix just a little bit longer. Okay, I want to show y'all what I'm talking about the consistency of your dough. It's going to look, I'm going to take this off. The only way that I can explain it, to me it's like cookie dough. It's like sugar cookie dough is what it is. So that looks really good. I'm going to be able to get that through my cookie press. Or if I had to, I could put a little flour down and roll it out. So I'm going to get this stuff cleaned up, and then we're going to get it in a cookie press. And then we're going to get it on our cookie sheets. Now you need your oven heated to 325, and it's going to take about 20 minutes for them to cook, get good and brown. So we'll be back. I want to show you some of the tips that I've got. And then Mr. Brown, show them, well, you're about out of dough.
I don't mess around.
So I'm going to let him do it. And like I said, you can, if you don't have a cookie press, you can just roll it out and cut it. These are the tips I got out to use. This is the one he's been using, and it's working really good. Whoops. But I don't know if the cheese straws may be a little bit too thick. I mean, they're going to be good either way. I don't know if maybe we should change to the smaller one. And then this one here has got a... Of course, I use this for decorating cakes, but you can... One side's flat and the other side's ridged, so... I'm afraid that'd be too hard to push it through. So I think we'll finish off with this one. And then next time we may change to the smaller one. But he's doing a good job. Steady hand Luke here.
Ain't no cake decoration.
I tell you what. My hands are getting so much arthritis in them that I just, whoops, you're getting curlicue there.
I'm going to make some round here in a minute.
You better not. You got to stay straight.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Okay. We got a... That one got a little squirrely. We got a 325 oven.
It's going to eat the same.
I know it. We're going to put them in there for about 20 minutes. You've done a good job. You used to be a taxidermist. You got a steady hand.
Ha! Used to be a lot of things. Used to be.
In your younger days? Okay.
Yes.
Let's get them in the oven, Mr. Brown. It's ready to go. 20 minutes. I just want to show you that you could roll them out flat and cut them with a pizza cutter or whatever you got, and then just kind of separate them. And it'll work that way just as good. Actually, they'll be a little bit thinner. Probably come out crispier than the thicker ones. Okay. What time is it?
It's tasting
What time is it? It's tasting time. I wanted to show y'all. Make sure you get it good and golden brown on the bottom. That way it'll be crispy. And you can do them actually thinner than that if you wanted to. So, the truth is we've already tasted them. And they're really good. And of course, Mr. Brown made some
Cheese bites.
little cheese bites. And these would be really good for the kids.
Aren't I creative?
Yeah. Sometime.
Show them my little cheese bites.
Little cheese bites look like little stars. But they do taste good. You can taste the cheddar. But the cheddar kindly overpowers the pepper jack, don't it?
Yes.
So we're not getting the pepper jack taste that we wanted. So we've decided that you need to go ahead and keep the 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne in it to give it a little bit of bling bling. And if you like stuff really hot, put more than that. I don't know. And put a little bit more garlic in it than I did.
You could use a little more garlic. But you don't want too much. You don't want it to taste like garlic bread.
No, I
You
don't
want it to
know.
taste
It
like-
might be good.
I want it to taste like cheese.
But they are good. I think they would be really good snacks for kids. And,
Well, I'm a kid.
you know, you're a big kid. But I think they look really pretty.
Ain't that
They
pretty?
almost look like big old French fries.
McDonald's extra large.
Yeah. That way your guests can just come up and get them a cheese straw. But I do advise putting a little bit more seasoning in them. Unless you're feeding it to the kids. But they turned out good and they weren't hard to make. The longest part of it was just the first part, having to mix them for 30 minutes.
And I would recommend running them through something other than a cake icing too.
That's all I had. I didn't have a cookie press. I've got one. I don't know where it's at. But I also showed them that you could roll it out and cut it with a pizza cutter too.
Yep.
So if you got a regular if you got a regular cookie press, it's going to be a lot easier. It was kind of hard for us to press it through the cake.
I could do it, but
decorating.
it's like hand cramp
I know.
after a while.
But anyways, you know,
That made quite a few too.
poor people have poor ways, and that's the way we done it. So, and back in the day, I'm sure they just rolled it out and cut them in strips. So that's probably the easiest way. But I looked at another vintage recipe for cheese straws, and this one was a pretty old recipe, and it called for that old English cheese spread that come in a jar. You remember that? No?
I do remember.
Anyways, it was a pretty old recipe, but I really think that this recipe is a lot better.
I like good cheese. I like cheese better than you do.
Yeah, he's a cheese eater.
I think if you put some smoked cheddar in here with this, just like a little bit in with it, might
I say make it your own. If you want smoked cheddar, just whatever kind of cheese you want in there.
You want just a little bit maybe, but you wouldn't overpower it with smoke.
But you do need to put a little bit of seasoning in it.
It's very good, but I think it needs just a little bit.
If you're going to be serving it at a Christmas party or something, you want a little cayenne or something in it. But anyways, I hope y'all like this recipe. Some of y'all was wanting me to make cheese straws, and they are easy to make. Nothing hard about it. But, so make you some, and I think they'll go over good.
Oh, I know they will.
They're real
good.
tender, too.
They're good. They're crunchy. They're good.
So, anyways.
There's always room for improvement, right?
Yeah, that's what I say.
Always. No matter what you cook, you can always make it the way you want it to taste.
That's right. And you done a good job.
Doing what? Squeezing them out.
Yeah, because my old hands couldn't do it.
Well, I got better as I went along, I think.
Anyways, Merry Christmas. Everybody be safe if you're traveling. And I'm hoping to try to get one or two more recipes in before Christmas. I don't know. I was hoping to have more cookie recipes and candy, and it just didn't happen. I don't know if I'll ever... I don't know. Life's just...
We're fixing to grind up some deer meat.
Yeah, well, we ain't videoing that.
No.
Anyways, y'all come back and see us, and God bless everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Love you.
Jingle bells. I want to thank everybody for sending us so many beautiful Christmas cards this year. They mean so much to us. We love you all. They adorn our beautiful Victorian mantel. Can you hear the birds singing this morning? It's the 23rd of December, and it sounds like it's spring out here. It's a beautiful morning. Now remember, y'all can make your cheese sticks thinner, shorter, whichever way you like. From our homestead to yours, Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year.